Smoke on the Water. I think there was a speedboat I knew of once called Smoke on the Water. Was that in a movie or did I dream that? I think I did. And then I think about the smokers in that movie, Waterworld. Did you ever see that movie with Kevin Costner where he's got the big tri-hull sailboat? Can you tell my mind is on the weekend and maybe getting on the water? That's what a lot of us are going to be doing across the state of Michigan. I'm betting that Jonathan Albrand, the Vice Commodore of the Lansing Sailing Club, will be doing just that. You're perfectly outfitted for it this morning anyway.
Well, it's certainly on my mind this morning. We tried to pull off our first Learn to Sail night last night at the Sailing Club, but the weather was not too cooperative.
So unpredictable. This is a long, long winter, isn't it?
Yeah, I keep waiting for the glacier to come back down from Canada and engulf us. And
Yeah. It sure seems that way. Why is it so? Michigan's such a big boating state. Obviously, we've got a lot of water, the Great Lakes, and we've got a lot of inland lakes. But what is it that we love so much about getting on board a boat?
I don't know. I think for me, and everybody has their thing. It's just the idea that you have that freedom. There is no road, so to speak. As a sailor, it's the only time that, in my mind, that I'm probably pretty much focused on a singular thing. I can drive down the highway and think about work and think about family and think about all the things I should be doing. But when I get on the water, there's something about that is relaxing. And somebody says, like, being near waterfalls and water, there's negative ions in the air. I don't know all that scientific stuff about that, but I would say yes, that does feel good. And we have a wonderful place here in Michigan to sail, whether it's a small lake like Lake Lansing or going over to the big lake and with all the shoreline we have. There's no excuse not to get at least near the water.
Yeah, I heard a stat one time that you're never more than 6 miles from a lake in Michigan. I don't know if it's true, but I'd like to believe it.
Yeah, I've heard that, and then the other thing I've heard is that we have actually, and I think this is true, we actually have more shoreline in the state of Michigan than any other state but Alaska.
Given the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you say there are no roads when you're out there. You have total freedom, because I was with Pat Pritchard and Phil Fada yesterday, and they were telling a story about when they were on a boat off of Tawas in Lake Huron. And they said the Coast Guard came up for an inspection of the boat. And he said, they came out of nowhere. We never saw them coming. I'm like, how could you not see them coming in Lake Huron? You're surrounded by water.
Well, could be not looking that direction. You might have had your head in the galley whipping up a cocktail or a beer or a sandwich. So it's like, oh, there's the Coast Guard.
They ended up having a big shopping trip to get the personal flotation devices and flares and everything else that they were supposed to have on board.
Yeah, you need all those safety devices on the boat. And whether you're a powerboat or a sailboat, it's really important to have that because you just never know. I mean, we have a lot of shipwrecks around, even in the Tawas area and around. There's been a lot of shipwrecks over the years, and a lot of great stories on shipwrecks. And ships and boats, they go down all the time. But
you ever been in a near shipwreck?
I've been near a few.
But I mean, have you ever been almost
near shipwreck?
Yeah.
No, but I have had some harrowing experiences sailing on Lake Michigan in 10-foot waves, which go down in history as some of the most memorable and wild sailing experiences I've ever had.
I bet.
But
like Deadliest Catch.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, 10 feet doesn't sound like that much till you're in it.
Well, I was on a Hobie Cat, a catamaran, small
gosh.
catamaran, and the guy that I was sailing with, he and I were out racing, and we were. The catamarans have a device you wear to a harness, and you on a what they call trapeze, which you would hang out on a wire over the water. And we hit one wave. And both of us were out on the wire, and the boat became completely airborne as the wave dropped below us. And then we slammed down into the face of the next wave.
Jeez.
And I look back on that. I was a lot younger then. I probably would make a different decision now as a near 50-year-old. But back in my 20s, that was it, man. That was
thrilling
what it was all about.
stuff. Wow. Are you going to give people a chance to see what sailing is like next weekend? There won't be any 10-foot waves, though.
No, not on Lake Lansing, and we're hoping for good weather. Next weekend, as you know, is the Tourist in Your Own Town throughout the Lansing area. At the Lansing Sailing Club for the last 5 years, we've been participating as a member of that, and we've been making available sailboat rides to anybody that wants to come. And I think last year we had about 250 people come through.
Wow.
So
really? It sounds like fun.
Yeah, bring your family. We never know what the weather's going to provide us, so we're sometimes one year we had to cancel because we didn't want it to be called traumatized in your own town because it was too much wind.
But people don't need to know anything. They're just coming for a ride.
They'll
They don't
come
know
for a
how to do
ride,
it.
and we're going to have information there about the club. So we have as you know, the Adult Learn to Sail program, which we run on every Thursday night, that people can join and learn how to sail and even become members of the club and sail some of the club-owned boats. We also run our junior sailing camps. Those are starting in June. And we'll run 4 solid weeks and then 1 in July after the 4th of July weekend. For any kid that's basically, 5th through 12th grade who wants to learn how to sail, it's every day, every afternoon from like 1 to 4. More information can be found on our website, of course. But
Marvelous thing for a kid to learn, huh?
It is. As you look at the things that you want to learn in life, learning how to play golf is probably good for you, at least socially, if you want to connect with people. Sailing is the other thing as well. People, it's always good to know how to sail, and we live near the water, so.
So the Tourist in Your Hometown Day, that's after Memorial Day weekend. The next weekend, which day?
Right. It's Saturday, the June 4th, and the Lansing Sailing Club kind of partners with a lot of other organizations in the Lansing or the Hazlitt and Okemos and Meridian Township areas. So we've got the Potters Guild, which is going to be available. They're going to be doing some pottery displays and things. Vanada's Greenhouse and Flower Shop will be there. They're going to be, at their location. We've also got Bergdorf Winery. They're going to be doing wine tasting, and then the Meridian Historic Village and so forth will be having some events as well. So those are places that people can go. Also this year, because of the fact that certain organizations hadn't really got involved in Tourist in Your Own Town, Coffee and Friends, which is a fairly new cafe in the Okemos area, is going to provide some refreshments at the Sailing Club for us.
Oh, I see.
So we're very pleased about that. And then Lansing Nissan of Okemos, a brand new place, is going to be there, and they'll have a car and
Yeah, you should know that if you go to the Lansing Sailing Club or you join the Lansing Sailing Club, it's a park-like atmosphere on the water. So even if you joined and you never sailed, it's a great place to go to watch the sunset or hang out at the lake. There's a dock there and that sort of thing. It's not snobby like you might think of a sailing club.
Yeah.
Decidedly the opposite.
Yeah, we're not the we're not. We would say leave your khaki pants, blue blazers, and bow ties at home.
These are fun boats.
These are fun boats. You plan to get wet and have a good time. But we also are have an open house coming up on June 7th. So if you miss.
There was
Tourist
one a
in Your Own
week or
Town.
so ago, but the weather was bad, I think.
Yeah,
right?
we had a few folks show up for that, and that's why we run another one, because
Yeah.
you just never know what
It's
the weather
that
in
kind of
Michigan.
summer.
Yeah, so Tuesday, June 7th, we'll be having an open house, and the focus will be on family sailing.
Oh, good.
Because we do have a lot of families now that are, with young kids that are coming up, some in the youth program, and so forth. So we're just trying to build a family atmosphere, get people involved in sailing, and say, there's more to life than just sitting on the beach. You can get out and get involved.
What's the web address?
www.lansingsailing.org, and there are links to email us, or you can just email me, Vice Commodore at lansingsailing.org.
Vice Commodore. LansingSailingClub.org. And then Tourist in Your Hometown, they must have a web address too, I'm thinking, or you can sort it out. Just Google it up and it'll turn up, no problem. And get yourself out on the water this summer. You'll never know what you missed if you don't try it. It's fantastic stuff. Mr. Vice Commodore, thank you very much.
Thank you. And
Off to find the mermaids.
hope to see you on the water.
They're on the east side of Lake Lansing, by the way. We're back in a flash.